धन्यवाद विनय जी।
नईम जी।
और मैं डॉक्टर नहीं हूँ। मैंने कहा था कि प्लीज़ डॉक्टर हटा दें, पर ठीक है, डॉक्टर लग गया है तो एक सम्मान की ही बात है, कोई ऐसी बात नहीं है। तो अभी इंडिया में मेरे हिसाब से 3 साढ़े 3 बज रहा होगा, लेकिन अगर हम लंदन के टाइम के हिसाब से देखें तो आप सबको बहुत बहुत नमस्कार, गुड मॉर्निंग, and I'm really thankful to all the members who chose me to be in this panel and one of the speakers. So I'm going directly on the topic because no one has more discussed about this, the current situation we are facing right now. I will try to finish within 10 minutes. So I'm here to speak on the topic, the role of museum in the national pandemic. And we all know a museum is an institution in the service of society and open to public. But until now, they have always been situated in the physical space and depend on visitors attending in person. Until the COVID-19 outbreak, museums, especially in India, had not realized the concern and questions which arose now. How can museum beneficial if people cannot visit them? What is the point of a museum if it is closed to the public? The current crisis has raised an alarm within the museum field to reconsider their communication approach. We all have objects with all the information. The question is how to exhibit them. There is no crisis of artifacts and material in the repositories. But which kind of knowledge or information should be displayed virtually? Considering the fact that museum has always been considered as the most authentic source of information, be it artifact or social awareness, museum will still have to play many roles. Here I am going to discuss the 4 major roles with you all today. The first one is the role of museum as communicator. The museum of 20th century has transformed a lot from so-called wonderkammer to the opportunity to virtually explore the surface of Mars. A museum communicates through its object and illustrative media and can be seen as places of leisure and entertainment. Museums are also active on digital media and use these platforms to communicate with their virtual users. The current pandemic has taken this role to a crucial level, when more than 90% of the museums are closed and will be for some time. The time has come to widen their communication approach and reach within society. They need to try to diversify and communication tools and channels they use to reach their audience and consider their accessibility standards and procedures. Currently, museums are putting an impressive amount of effort into their digital content, using their digital initiatives such as online exhibitions and tours, blogs, stories on Instagram and Facebook, tours via live stream, art education app, and YouTube channels. However, do not forget that some group may not have access to or be familiar with digital platform. If relevant to the museum and its community, this may even help to develop digital literacy. The national television could be a far-reaching platform. I'm telling, the far-reaching platform, especially in India, where large majority of villages still have only access to the national Doordarshan channel. For example, I'm giving one here is the BBC UK's museum series with the title Secrets of Museum, and a brand new series just launched called Museums in Quarantine. The Natural History Museum UK has been creating almost daily YouTube videos for children using their objects as a starting point. Indian Museum could also be active on YouTube, as this platform has not been explored as much in the country. Now I will discuss on the role of museum as knowledge repositories. Museums play a crucial role in the development of knowledge, which is closely related to their knowledge as knowledge communicator. But this role manifests in a very different, less publicly engaged way. The cabinet of curiosities have changed into a well-planned information hub, but still within closed wall. In practice, this means all over the world, in especially climate controlled environment see boxes and shelves full of artifacts of different nature. Why bother keeping them? Most of them never go on display even digitally and are more only seen by a handful of curators and conservators. And this is particularly in question now when nobody can access them. The only reason why these collections matter is that museums are much more than places and are vital sites for research. However, they have been incredibly active both online and physically in helping their communities to cope with the special situation we all are in. In general, almost all museums offer their exhibition in a digital format. The British Museum has just put 4.5 million objects and 1.9 million images online in high resolution for public use on their website. A lot of work, this kind of work can be done whilst maintaining social distancing, and most of it can be done while working from home. The end result will be that instead of being hidden away in storage, many more collections will be available to many more visitors. Now I would like to talk about the role of museum in support community resilience. COVID-19 has just put entire world in uncertain crisis and it needs to recover as soon as possible. Today more than ever, the importance of culture and creativity for society is clear. To overcome this crisis, museums and governments at all levels can collaborate to ensure that museums remain high on policy makers' agendas. Museums should be aware that this is not simply a matter of keeping our institution alive, but also of mobilizing their effort and capacities to support community resilience and an effective recovery. The safety of your museum staff should be your top priority. You need them as much as they need you to get through this difficult time. The American Alliance of Museums published a web page entitled COVID-19 Resources and Information for the Museums Field, as well as an article explaining how to use scenarios to plan museums' COVID-19 response. Remember, we all are in this unprecedented situation together. So get in touch with colleagues, stay connected to professional networks, and share information about your successes, challenges, and how you have adapted. In Hong Kong, the art community have got together to create Artwork HK. This is an online platform that has invited and encouraged all organizations in Hong Kong's art community to get involved in their campaign to keep their Hong Kong's art scene alive and attractive even after the crisis. As well as this, it's important to monitor development and needs within the wider community. Museums and heritage institution Normandy in France are donating their masks to the health professionals. The Museum of Homeless in the UK has been mobilizing volunteers through its website to provide food and care package to the homeless. And I want to mention the National Museum New Delhi as well. It was a very small but very important is they raised the concern on Instagram how the farming community being affected the most in this crisis, with the aim to help them, encouraging people to explore the possibilities of buying directly from farmers during lockdown or even after. The museum itself can be a vital form of entertainment and learning during this tough time. So keeping the work of museum active could make a big difference for the community. And finally, I would tell you the role of museum in transforming this crisis into an opportunity. There is always possibility in every crisis, we all know, if we take a long-term view. There has been pressure for museum to make critical changes, and COVID-19 might be just the momentum needed to start those changes. For allowing more staff to work from home, to increasing their reach through greater focus on social media platform and online. We are living through historic times, times which eventually be documented in museum collections and displays. By documenting and exhibiting the crisis, its impact, and various ways people are coping with trauma may enrich. Sir, please, it's disturbing. So I was telling that the various way people are coping with trauma may enrich museums collection and give them a new meanings, while also preserving knowledge and memories for future generation could be an effective way to engage with visitors. Here I'm going to give you two just examples how the museums is trying to engage the visitors with this crisis. The Canadian Museum of Human Rights is collecting videos and organizing an online exhibition for personal stories about COVID-19. The Museum Erding in Germany is collecting testimonials, objects and photographs to document life in the time of this coronavirus and how it is affecting the population. And I would like to conclude with all this four that COVID-19 offers the potential for museums to reveal their inner working and potentially share much more with their virtual visitors. The time has come to get museum ready for the impact of the pandemic. The imperative to develop and implement sustainable solutions, as well as to express the unity of the expert roles of museum with the collaboration in the relation to their communities. So that's I wanted to share with you all. Thank you for your patience and the time.
Wonderful lecture. I want to ask a question regarding the state and district museum.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
I want to discuss regarding the state and district museum, which is held by in the states in Himachal Pradesh.
Yeah.
How it can be solved regarding the local system? How it can be solved?
So that's why I mentioned even in the Himachal Pradesh and more far village area, we have at least some access of internet, as well as the main thing which I mentioned especially here is the National Doordarshan channel. We are not using this. The BBC in UK is creating amazing episodes of museums with the title of the Museum in Quarantine. I will suggest you to try to go YouTube and search and watch this. This is amazing and fantastic to relate the communities and especially create the interest among them so that they can have something which is away from the stress. We are seeing so many news over the YouTube about the distress, the movement of the laborers, the pain, people are hungry, there's no jobs, there's so much stress and tension is there already. So if we can connect with them somehow, I don't know how you all can, I would try to go to YouTube because this is anybody can access inside. Zoom nobody can access without permission. So you can go and watch YouTube, you can open your national news channel and you can watch YouTube, Doordarshan. And if we can collaborate with the government, especially government need to take some initiative which I mentioned already. I will send the whole paper. Yeah. I will send the whole paper which I have mentioned. I will send them to and that will go in publication. I have especially mentioned that